Molecules and molecular compounds. A molecule is an electrically neutral combination of at least two atoms in a specific arrangement held together by electrostatic forces known as covalent chemical bonds. A molecule may contain atoms of the same element, or it may contain atoms of two or more elements joined in a fixed ratio in accordance with the law of definite proportions. Molecular formulas. The hydrogen molecule, symbolized as H2, is called a diatomic molecule because it contains two atoms. Other elements that normally exist as diatomic molecules are nitrogen, N2, oxygen, O2, and the group 7A elements, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, and iodine. These are also known as homonuclear diatomic molecules because both atoms in each molecule are of the same element. An acronym to remember all of these is Have No Fear of Ice Cold Beer. The cold stands for chlorine and the beer stands for bromine. The last two must be specifically remembered because chlorine and bromine are two-letter elements. In the periodic table, you will see that chlorine is depicted as Cl. Therefore, you must remember that even though the first letters of the rest of the words in this acronym stand for their specific element, cold and beer stands for chlorine and bromine, respectively. Naming molecular compounds. Most molecular substances are binary compounds, meaning that they are composed of atoms of two different elements. Binary molecular compounds contain two different nonmetals. The term binary can also refer to ionic compounds composed of two different elements, a metal and a nonmetal, as it is an ionic compound. To name a binary molecular compound, we first name the element that appears first in the formula. We then name the second element, changing the ending of its name to "ide." We also add Greek prefixes for numbering of how many of each element there are. For example, H2O is dihydrogen monoxide. It is commonly referred to as water. Carbon dioxide is one carbon atom and two oxygen atoms. Therefore, the prefix di is added. Greek prefixes are only used in the first element if there is more than one of that element. Simple acids. Acids make up another important class of molecular compounds. One definition of an acid is a substance that produces hydrogen ions when dissolved in water. An acid is characterized by having a hydrogen at the start. 4 acids you should know are hydrochloric acid, HCl, hydroiodic acid, HI, sulfuric acid, H2SO4, and phosphoric acid, H3PO4. Another important type of acids is the oxoacids, which ionize to produce hydrogen ions and the corresponding oxo anion. Empirical formulas of molecular substances. Molecular substances can be represented using empirical formulas. The empirical formula tells us what elements are present in a molecule and in what whole number ratio they are combined. For example, the molecular formula of hydrogen peroxide is H2O2, but its empirical formula is simply HO.